Good morning everyone. Good morning. Today we are going to learn Applied Science Chemistry, subject code 22202. We are going to learn the practicals. It is applicable for the mechanical engineering as well as the diploma engineering of the second semester. Today we are going to perform experiment number 8, that is a sulfur content in a coal. What is a coal? Coal is a solid fuel. Coal is containing carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen as well as sulfur as an impurity. If large quantity of sulfur is present, then it is going to mix with the atmosphere after combustion to form a sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. That is the most polluting gases present in a atmosphere, and due to that sulfur dioxide and trioxide, corrosion of metal surface will take place. If sulfur containing coal, if we use for the metallurgy, sulfur will enter in a metals and metal is become brittle. Therefore, we are going to determine sulfur content in a coal and check out it is a useful for the fuel purpose as well as the metallurgy purpose. How to determine the sulfur? Sulfur is present in form of a atomic structure. So we are convert it into the sulfur precipitate. This is called as a ultimate analysis, which is used to determine exact quantity of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen present in a coal. Sulfur is present in form of a sulfate, iron pyrite as well as the organic compounds. So we are going to do a extraction of sulfur. We are going to treat with a hydrochloric acid. Then we are going to treat with a nitric acid. Whatever the sulfate obtained, we are going to precipitate with a barium sulfate with a barium chloride. This is a precipitation process. Resources required for the experiment. That is the electronic balance to measure the exact quantity of sulfur as well as the barium sulfate. Electric oven, bomb calorimeter, pair of tongue, silica crucible, beaker, funnel and chemicals such as a coal sample, hydrochloric acid, barium chloride. We are going to perform this experiment very carefully as we are handling the fuel. Coal is burned in a bomb calorimeter in the current of oxygen, and during this process sulfur present in a coal that is also oxidized and converted to the sulfate. Whatever the ash formed is now extracted with the hydrochloric acid, and that extract is going to heat with the barium chloride. So sulfur is converted into the barium sulfate precipitate. And barium sulfate precipitate, we are going to filter it, wash it and dry, and we are going to measure how exact quantity of barium sulfate. These are the resources we are using it. That is a oven, this is the muffle furnace, this is a desiccator to hold a sample, oven for the drying of sample. Here in a beaker we are going to take a coal sample along with a barium chloride. When we are adding barium chloride, sulfur is converted to the barium sulfate, that is a precipitate, and we are going to filter this solution. So here precipitate barium sulfate get deposited on the surface of filter paper. We are going to dry this filter paper and we will going to measure out how much quantity of barium sulfate is formed. This is a process called as a gravimetric process. In this is the first process, first diagram we will see. This is a soluble salt is present. In this we are going to add a reagent. In this case we are adding the barium chloride. So in presence of barium chloride, sulfur is like to react with the barium and it will form a barium sulfate. Here we can see the precipitate of barium sulfate is deposited or saturated at the bottom of the surface. We are going to filter this. When we are filtering this, precipitate solid particles get separated, liquid molecules get separated, and solid particles are belongs to the barium sulfate. So we are going to dry that solid particles and we are going to measure it quantity, and that is called as a precipitation. So in an observation we are going to write down weight of the barium sulfate form, that is a precipitate form. Atomic weight of sulfur already given, that is a 32. Molecular weight of barium sulfate 233. We are going to find out exact quantity by using this formula, as 233 gram of barium sulfate contain 32 gram of sulfur. So 0.027 gram of barium sulfate is containing 2.76% of the sulfate. These are the practical related questions. Chemical formula regarding this: barium chloride plus sulfur gives you barium sulfate. Second question: estimation of sulfur content in a coal is important, as sulfur is going to oxidize to form a sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, that is a polluting agent. So we must know that given coal should have less sulfur content. Which form of a sulfur is determined in this experiment? We are going to determine 3 forms of the sulfur, that is the organic sulfur, sulfate in this experiment. Thank you class for listening. Thank you so much.